Hello, my dear students of first secondary grade. Today we are going to complete the studying animal kingdom, and we ended last time by studying the three types of worms, and today we are going to start with phylum Arthropoda. Let's start. The phylum Arthropoda means the animals with jointed legs, and these animals have the bodies of these animals have different parts, and the body is divided into a number of segments. Some of these segments have paired identical appendages that are jointed legs. The segmented body is divided into many parts covered with exoskeleton. So, my dear students, you have to know that the body of the animal must be supported either by endoskeleton or exoskeleton. And in this phylum, the body is covered or supported by the exoskeleton. The first class is crustaceans. The crustaceans are animals, aquatic animals, live in marine water or fresh water. Their bodies consist of two parts, cephalothorax and abdomen. Cephalothorax means the head with the thorax. Altogether are called cephalothorax, and then the abdomen. And the body is covered with chitinous cuticle. And this chitinous cuticle forms like crust. So we call them crustaceans. They have jointed appendages and complex eyes. They breathe by gills, of course, because they live inside water. Examples of these animals: shrimps, crabs, crayfish. And these are, as you see in the picture. The second class is arachnida. The arachnida have bodies which are divided into two regions also, like the crustaceans, cephalothorax and abdomen, and they are unisexual animals. They have 4 pairs of jointed legs. They have lungs to respire. They have lung books to respire the air, and also trachea or tracheoles to respire the atmospheric air. So they are not aquatic animals, they live on land. And they have 1 pair of simple eyes. The examples of arachnida: spider and scorpion. And you can count the number of pairs of jointed legs. They are 4 pairs of jointed legs. And the body, as you see, is divided into 2 regions or 2 parts, cephalothorax and the abdomen. The pairs of jointed legs emerge from the cephalothorax region. They have 1 pair of simple eyes. The next class is insecta. And the insecta or insects are very big class. They have varieties of shapes and modes of life. Their bodies are divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. So the body is divided into 3 regions, not only 2 regions like the previous ones. They have a pair of complex eyes, not simple eyes like the arachnida. They have 3 pairs of jointed legs, not 4 pairs like arachnida. They have 2 pairs of wings, or sometimes the wings are 1 pair only or absent. They breathe by air tracheoles. And these are some examples of the insects. As you see, the flies, housefly, or any other type of flies like Drosophila, for example, mosquitoes, ants, cockroaches, bees, moths, and locusts. All of these types are types of insects. And when you study, my dear student, you have to make a comparison between the insects and the arachnids. So, for example, we can make a comparison between the spider and the cockroach or housefly or any other insect to find the differences and the similarities between them. The next class is Myriapoda. And the Myriapoda includes the animals with many legs. The body is only head and trunk. So the trunk includes the thorax and the abdomen, head and trunk. And the body is composed of several segments with many walking legs. As you see in the picture, we have an example here, Scolopendra, which has 44 legs or 22 pairs of legs. They are also land animals. They respire by trachea. Now the next phylum is called Mollusca. Mollusca means the animals with soft bodies. The body is a soft mass, unsegmented, and has a muscular part used in locomotion. So they are land or aquatic animals. Molluscans live on land or inside water. Locomotion occurs by the muscular part of the body, which is called the foot. They have a calcareous shell, and the shell covers the body from outside, or sometimes, in some cases, the hard part is present inside, so it is internal or external. Most of them are unisexual, and the few of them are hermaphrodite. Let's see the examples of molluscs. We have snails, all types of snails, and the snail may have one shell or bivalved snail like oyster, and this bivalved snail have also strong muscles to close and open the valves. Also, the octopus is related to phylum Mollusca. Phylum Echinodermata. This is the 8th phylum in animal kingdom, and this phylum includes the most developed invertebrates. The body is unsegmented and has a hard endoskeleton. Some have spines and calcareous plates in the body wall, and this is why we call them echinodermata. That means the skin with spines. So the spines are, the presence of spines is the most significant character of this phylum. They move by tube feet or spines or arms. Let's see the examples. As you see in the pictures, the starfish, it has arms, and the sea urchins have strong and long, and the sea cucumber also have spine-like structures come out from the skin. So the echinodermata means the animals with spines or hard parts come out from the skin like spines. They are unisexual, and they reproduce asexually by regeneration and sexually by gametes. So they produce gametes, male and female gametes, for sexual reproduction, and also it can reproduce asexually by regeneration. When one arm of the starfish is cut, having a piece of the middle region or the central region, the cut arm can form a new star, and the old star can regenerate or build up a new arm instead of that lost one. Now, my dear students, we have the last phylum in animal kingdom, which is Chordata. This is the most developed phylum in animal kingdom, and this Chordata includes all higher animals having the nervous system like spinal cord, and having also the skeleton, the endoskeleton, which may be cartilaginous or bony skeleton. The most higher animals of animal kingdom, these are the Chordata. The skeletal structure, the endoskeleton, is located, of course, inside at the dorsal region and called the notochord. So the notochord is the skeleton found in the dorsal region of the body, and this notochord is converted in some cases, in some animals, is converted into vertebral column. Inside the vertebral column, the spinal cord is kept into a neural canal. And this occurs in the majority of the Chordata. The Chordata is a very big phylum, so we divide it into some subphyla and some classes. The subphylum vertebrates or vertebrata. The vertebrata or vertebrates include the animals that we use to see and deal with. They have vertebral column, surrounds the and protects the spinal cord, as we said. So the spinal cord is the part of the nervous system come out from the brain and runs inside the vertebral column in the neural canal. The heart is found of many chambers, formed of many chambers. So the heart here is not one chamber, it is many chambers. And it pumps the blood, so there is blood and blood vessels through which the blood runs. So it has a complete circulatory system, and this circulatory system is closed, not opened. So the heart pumps the blood, and the blood runs into or through the blood vessels and come back to the heart and so on. So it is closed circulatory system. The subphylum vertebra includes many classes. One of these classes is Agnatha. Agnatha are jawless. You know that we have two jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw, but this animal has no jaws, so it is called jawless. The jawless fish, with a circular funnel-shaped mouth provided with many horny teeth. As you see in the picture, it is funnel-shaped mouth, and there are many horny teeth. Their skeleton is cartilaginous, so it is cartilaginous fish. And this example is called lamprey. So the lamprey is one of the jawless fish. Another class is called chondrichthyes, and this is indicating the cartilaginous fish. The mouth of this type of fish is present in the ventral side as slit. So it is present in the ventral side with strong teeth. They have pairs of fins, and the body is covered with certain scales similar to the teeth in its structure. Could you guess what are these type of fish? Of course, you know that the sharks are one of the examples of these cartilaginous fish. They have no air bladder for floating because they need to live near the bottom of the sea or the ocean. And the body has no bones, so that the fish can tolerate the pressure, the high pressure of water deep inside the sea or the ocean. Their gill slits are not covered by operculum. The operculum is the cover of the gills, so they don't have operculum. The sexes are separate and the fertilization is internal. So the male inserts the sperms inside the female's body. And these are the examples: sharks and ray fish. You see the shark is a good example for the cartilaginous fish. They have the mouth opening at the ventral side, and the fins are pairs of fins. And as you see here, the gills are not covered with operculum, although they are cartilaginous fish, but they have strong muscles that enable them to be wild or carnivorous animals. The other type of fish is the bony fish, Oostixis. The bony fish like buri and bolti. And comparing these types of bony fish with the previous ones, cartilaginous fish, we can find that the mouth opening is present at the anterior region of the body. So it's not ventral like the shark. And the gills are covered by operculum. You see this operculum in the bolti fish. This is the cover for the gills. The fins are not paired like the cartilaginous fish, but the body is covered with scales, hard scales. In the bony fish, the fertilization is external. That means the female lays its eggs in a suitable place, and the male comes and sheds its sperms the eggs to fertilize them. So the fertilization is external. And they have bony skeleton. They are bony fish, and they are found near the water surface, not deep in the water like the cartilaginous fish. The other class of the vertebrata, which is amphibians. The amphibia are cold-blooded animals, and they have two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. Actually, the youngs are present inside water, and they live like small fish. They have gills, they have fins, and they don't have a mouth opening, but they have suckers and live like the small fish. But the adult ones live on land like other land animals. The gills is replaced by lungs, and the fins are disappeared, and also the youngs have tail, and this tail disappears when they grow up by modification of the body, and they have 4 limbs. So the body is covered with smooth, slimy skin. And this skin is very important for respiration. Sometimes the amphibians hibernate, so they spend all the months of the winter without any activity except for respiration to keep alive, and this respiration occurs by the moist skin. The embryonic stages live in water and breathe by gills, while adults are spent on land or present on land and breathe by atmospheric air, by lungs and skin, as we said. And of course, these are the examples of amphibians. The colored one is, or the yellow one is salamander, and the other one is the frog, and of course there is an Egyptian toad. So salamander and frog are examples of amphibians. Reptiles or reptilia, class Reptilia, includes all reptiles that we know, and these reptiles live on land, and they have very hard, scaly or hard skin, and this skin tolerates with hard environmental conditions. They have the ability to camouflage, like the chameleon here. As you see in the picture, the chameleon is in green color due to the surrounding medium, so it changes its color according to the surrounding medium. If it is present on sand, it becomes yellow, or it is present on the grass or green plants, it turns into green, and so on. So it can change its color to hide from the enemies, and this is a character called camouflage. And of course, the reptiles, you know that they lay eggs, and they have 4 pentadactyl limbs, but these limbs are very weak, and in some cases, like snake, the limbs are hidden or absent. You cannot see them from outside, but they have traces of the bones of the limbs inside the body. Most of them creep. They move by creeping, like snake, and the weak limbs of the crocodile or lizard. Okay, so they lay eggs, and they have unisexual organisms, and fertilization is internal. Class Aves, or birds, includes all types of birds, and the birds are warm-blooded animals. And as you know, all the birds have beak. They have 2 wings, and these 2 wings are modified limbs. So the 4 limbs, or the front limbs, are modified into wing-like. And the body, of course, is covered with feathers, and these wings are used in flying. Some of the body organs are reduced to make the bird light to fly into high distance. They lay eggs, as we know, and their limbs are pentadactyl. Examples for the birds: pigeons, hens, ducks, hawks, eagles, sparrows, and ostrich. Of course, most of the birds can fly, but some of them cannot fly due to their heavy weight, like ostrich. The last class here is class Mammalia. And class Mammalia includes warm-blooded animals, and they are distinguished into head, neck, thorax, and abdomen. The skin is covered with hair or sometimes fur, and the class Mammalia is including 3 subclasses. The first one is Protoceria, and the Protoceria includes animals having characteristics of some birds and the mammals in the same time, like the duck-billed or platypus. And this example, and this duck-billed has beak, as you see in the picture, and pentadactyl fingers or limbs. It lays eggs, but in the same time, after the eggs hatch, the youngs suckle the milk from the mammals. And remember, my dear students, that we call the mammals are mammals because of the presence of mammary glands by which the female suckles the young with the milk. So the duck-billed is very primitive mammal because it includes some characteristics from the birds and others from mammals. Metatheria includes the animals that give birth, not lay eggs, give birth, but the youngs are not completely developed. So it keeps the youngs in a pouch in its body like kangaroo, and the young remains inside this pouch until it completes its development, and then it goes out of it and practice its life normally. The Eutheria is the last subclass, which includes all the mammals that we know, all of them. All of these mammals, some of them live inside water, like whale and dolphin. And as you notice that the whale and dolphin, they don't have 4 limbs like all other mammals. But these limbs are modified into pedal-like to enable the animal to swim inside water. And it breathes atmospheric oxygen, not the oxygen dissolved in water. So it has lungs, it gives birth, and it keeps the youngs or take care of the youngs for many times. Also, the mammals include some of them, like bats, that the bat has the 4 limbs, or the front limbs are modified into wing-like because the webs of the which is present in between the fingers. Some of the mammals are carnivores and others are herbivores. Of course, at the top of the mammals or animal kingdom, there is a primate, like the types of placental mammals, like man. And my dear students, by this we can reach the final part of our syllabus, and I hope you could understand or benefit from what we introduced to you. Until we meet again in the final revision episodes, I wish you the best and goodbye.